Hi everyone, I'm Kate Spare here with Success on the Move, where I have the opportunity to sit down with some extraordinary people doing extraordinary things. Today's guest is no exception. She's an actor, performer, now author, Terrah Smith. Hello, Terrah.
Hi, Kate.
So happy to have you here
thank
in
you.
chat. We got to talk a little backstage. It was so nice to get to know you. You are such a magnetic force, have beautiful energy and light. Really,
thank
you must have
you.
had an amazing journey to get to this place right
what?
here.
I'd say yes.
Yes. And you're from New York. You
From
grew
New
up
York
in New York.
City.
What was young Terrah like? What was the environment, the energy you grew up in?
You know, there were so many Terrahs. There were a lot of little people running around in my head that I got to know as I got older and really were able to identify them. But, you know, I grew up partially in the Bronx, and then my mother passed when I was 16. So, and then my aunts took over raising us, me and my siblings, and then moved into Manhattan, you know, Midtownish. And that's really when I knew that I was supposed to have grandness in my life. Because even growing up in the Bronx, I remember in my book I talk about how when we first pulled up to the projects, you know, it was this brand new. No one had moved in these buildings yet. So I thought, wow, look at where we're living. They had milk machines in the lobby. And slowly but surely, you know, the milk machines went away, and then the milkman went away. Then you had to take your butt to the store to get the milk. So it went from this glamorous, fun place that you thought it was to the projects. And from there, we moved to downtown, 27th Street in Manhattan on the east side. And that was a whole different kind of lifestyle. You know, it was a real high-rise building with real security guards downstairs. You couldn't get upstairs without them. So that was a consciousness that just living like that reminded me that, oh, shoot, I could have something else. I could be something else. You know, so that I think that's what it was like. I had kind of a few different worlds going on there, but once I got a taste of something and it felt like it was natural to who my being is, that's what I wanted more of.
So you felt like you belonged in
I
that
felt like I
place.
belonged.
And probably being around Broadway, seeing the lights, did that kind of spark something
know,
in you as well?
That's really funny. No.
Really?
I loved performing, but I didn't care about Broadway. I didn't care about anything. I just loved to perform. Now, when I did my first Broadway show, it was really exciting because I did it. But up until then, I wasn't even thinking about it. I didn't even care if I ever went to see a Broadway show. You know, you're hanging out with your friends. You want to go roller skating. You want to go to the clubs.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to do and perform. But I didn't care at what level. And then something hit where I wanted to take a career and move it further along. But initially, no, I wasn't thinking about no Broadway.
Wow, so did it kind of fall in your lap?
No.
No?
I wish.
Yeah, I'm sure
You
not.
know, no, I'm going to retract that.
Yeah.
I would say I aligned with the things that I was supposed to have. I think that I fell in alignment with them. Because I was a wonderful performer, and I always loved performing, and I always loved being on stage. And when I was on stage, you couldn't miss me because I made sure you didn't miss me. But it wasn't until I decided on something, or the next phase, or whatever the next phase is, that all of a sudden it would just appear. But I think that when I made the decision, that it appeared.
Wow. So did anyone teach you that? Did you have anyone in your life that had that kind of mindset?
No.
Wow.
I grew up in a Christian, you know, we went to church every Sunday, and I was always confused. And nothing against being a Christian, because that was my upbringing, and I'm very proud of that. But there was a lot that was confusing to me, you know, as far as what I was being taught and the examples. Because I found a lot of people who were kind of hypocritical in the church, you know, and sometimes it's them from the minister. So that just led me to questioning things, not questioning faith or anything like that, just questioning people. And I think that was the beginning of me opening up and looking for, how does this really work? You know, how does this work? So
those are big questions for
Yeah.
someone so young.
Yeah.
So if someone doesn't know what you mean by getting into alignment, because you talk a lot about that in your book, and finding your life purpose and starting over, which we'll get to. How did you find your alignment? What if someone wants to do that and find a path for themselves? How do we get into that?
I think that there's no one thing. You know, I'm still aligning with different things that I want in my life. I don't think it's I did this and now I'm aligned. As we continue to grow, we have to continue to grow. And we're presented with more things to grow from and to grow with and to be better at. So just recently, I told myself, I said, okay, we're always talking about manifestation. Now, pretty much everyone knows a little bit about manifestation and the law of attraction at this stage. But what I thought about the other day, I said, so when you're talking about I want to manifest something, that means you want to go out there and you want to make it happen for you. You want it to come to you. And that kind of means that it's not already here. So when you align with something, that means that, what if you looked out your window, Kate, and you saw money over here and money over here and lack of money over here and poverty over here and drug abuse over here and health and wealth over here. But because of what you're conditioned to see, your blueprint, maybe your family was broke, maybe they didn't have enough, so that's kind of your mindset. You will only see the things that you are familiar with. You have no point of reference for seeing the grand or seeing that I can live this way or be that way. So until you align, until you change your consciousness, you can't align with those things. So just recently I was like, let's stop with the manifesting. Just align. If you know it's here, then just get in alignment with the things that you want. And then they will present themselves. Yes,
absolutely. And there's some schools of thought with manifestation where they say, as long as you're having fun, things come easy to you.
It's an energy.
Yeah, right.
It's about enjoying every moment, enjoying the time that we're here, enjoying, even if you hate your job, there's always something that you might love. One of the people who make you laugh all the time, or that they bring in donuts every morning. Whatever it is that gets you excited to be there. Find that and make that the thing for the day. Your mantra for the day is, I'm going to enjoy this one day that I have, because tomorrow may not be here. And then you would have wasted a good day.
Right.
Being upset over something that's dumb.
Exactly. So when you were moving through your career and booking jobs and becoming the performer that you were, and you had a lot of noise or distractions, obviously, in entertainment, how did you stay grounded in yourself?
Which time?
Anytime. I mean, exactly. Maybe that's the answer.
And I say that because we have to allow ourselves those moments when you're not grounded.
Right.
And when it takes you out and you feel like, I can't do this anymore, because they're going to come. But you allow yourself to take a nap. You allow yourself to, my thing was, I would put on some music and just dance. Or I'd pick up the phone, kind of like I'm in a 12-step program, and I call whoever I consider to be my sponsor. I'm not in a program, but I have to call people who uplift me. So I have to find different tools to help me get through the moment. And if I can't find anything, then sometimes it's a matter of just shutting it down and taking a nap and regrouping. So when you get up, meditation is key. Starting your day with gratitude. Gratitude, guys, is so important because it really sets the tone for where you're going next. And you're not falling prey to whatever is presented to you. I always tell people, it's kind of like when somebody calls you on the phone. Now, you may have that girlfriend, or y'all may have that girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever. When they call, you be like, oh, God. Her, him. Because, they come with a lot of negativity, or something's always wrong with it. What we tend to do, that person's calling with their agenda. They have an agenda. They have a purpose of calling. But we answer the phone with none. We just answer the phone. So why not answer the phone with your agenda? So if you don't have an agenda, then don't answer the phone until you're ready, so that you cannot be sucked into someone else's energy. You know what I'm saying? So when you pick up the phone, now you say, okay, that's Diane, whoever her name is. Oh, God, okay, so when she calls, I'm going to be ready for her, and this is my boundaries. So when you call her back, you're ready. So that's the thing with life. When you start off in the morning and you start off with your meditation, you're setting the tone for how you want your day to go. So that when you're presented with other people's energy, because it comes,
Absolutely.
then you can place it in compartments, and you don't have to necessarily let it come into you. Put a little basket around you. So when people throw you crap, let it fall in the basket before they come into you. Pow! Let it go into the basket before it comes into you.
Exactly. Preserving your energy.
Preserving your energy.
First. Amazing. Well, we're going to take a quick break and then come back and talk about your book. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
So what's the reason Beyoncé sparkles when she hits the stage? Because she's trained herself for excellence, musically and physically. Now, with the Body Like B program, you can sculpt your body the same way as Lady B does. Inside the Body Like B program, we have 4 amazing workouts with celebrity trainer Venus Moore. The 4 workouts are glutes, thighs, core, and upper body. Everything you need to be like B. Now, you can use these exclusive Hollywood workouts and get amazing results in 30 days or less. All you have to do is sign up for this amazing program right now. Unlike other complicated workout programs, all you need to complete this workout plan is some space, a mat, dumbbells, and a desire to look great when you walk in a room. Here's a secret you may not know. Part of weight loss is nutrition and diet, cutting carbs and processed sugars. That's why we've included our complete nutritional guide absolutely free. Plus, we've included additional content we know you're gonna love. We've assembled our special team of Hollywood experts to teach you about nutrition and how to eat, how to do your makeup, style your hair, and how to dress like a Hollywood star. Now is the time to look and feel your best, just like Lady B herself. Don't wait. Get started right now.
Welcome back. I'm Kate Spare talking with Terrah Bennett-Smith today. We're jumping right in to talk about her new book, Being Bigger, Badder, Bolder, Better. When did this book come to you, or was it a lifetime of lessons?
Well, okay. It started in 2012 when I sat down because I put myself through my own programs all the time. And I do workshops with a lot of people. And someone said, you need to turn this into a book so that people can read about the journey. So in 2012, I sat down to write this book. And 2013, I sat down to finish this book. Okay, 2014, I sat down to finish this book. In 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24, I said, finish this stupid book. And so I sat down, didn't finish it. 2025, I said, okay, you're launching it on your birthday, you're launching your new workshops, and that's what happened. It took me that long, getting out of my own way and out of my own comfort zone, and the fear that I had about exposing or sharing my story, because there was still that element of people, what are they gonna say, what you doing now, Terrah? You always got something you're doing. And I said, but the purpose is beyond just talking about me. It's sharing a journey, and it's a workbook so that people can actually take themselves on their own journey as they're reading the book. You know, there's little sections where you can write, and I encourage you to reflect. You know, it was initially called Connecting the Dots because I wanted people to connect the dots between your blueprint. You know, it's being bigger, better, bolder, better. 3 acts to redesigning your blueprint and your life and rewriting your life script. Our lives are in acts. You know, the first act is us as babies, you know, young, we come in here, and then we kind of get the blueprint of whatever our parents and the people we're around, they offer us this blueprint. You don't even understand that you're in the blueprint of people who are on drugs, or your blueprint is people who like to fight, or blueprint of people who have so much money you don't ever have to think of them. You don't understand that. It's just your life. And then the second act, we go into more of kind of teens to heading into young adults, where we are following a blueprint that we don't even realize we don't have to follow, because it's all we've ever done. It's what we know, it's what we do. So we're repeating the patterns that were given to us from however long ago. Then you start to see what manifests, what you attract into your life based on the blueprint that somebody else gave you. And now you're an adult and you're wondering why this is so hard to change. How come I keep meeting the same kind of guy? How come I find myself in the same kind of abusive relationship? How come I never have money? How come I live in poverty? Because you're still following a blueprint. So how do you do that? You have to rewrite your script. Once you understand that you have a blueprint that somebody gave you, that's no longer yours, because you don't have to do what your mom and them did. You don't have to do it. But once you decide and you find out and you realize that, oh shoot, this is what I've been doing, well, how do I make this change? That's when you rewrite the script. And then you have to have tools to follow, because what will happen, the old habits will keep coming back on. Remember me? This is how we used to do it. What do you mean you're trying to be cute now? You're not cute. You remember you were ugly. They always said you were ugly, girl, Kate. And you're like, but no, but everybody's telling me how beautiful I am now. Yeah, but no. Remember Johnny back in the 3rd grade? He said, it's called you ugly Kate, ugly Kate. And you're like, but I was never ugly. That's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with old blueprint, old tape that we have to rewrite.
Wow. And do you agree that okay, a blueprint also is comfort too, right? 'Cause
Very
we always
comforting.
go back to what is comfortable, and that's limiting beliefs. That's fear of not wanting to change. 'Cause that's so easy to go back to. So in order to rewrite our script, we have to become aware first.
Yep.
Okay, right.
And you don't have to revisit pain. I'm not talking about going back and digging up things that hurt you. We all understand what we've been through, and we all have an understanding of how it feels. So if you don't want to feel that way anymore, then we have to make the shifts to make that happen. And you have to sometimes change your surroundings. You have to sometimes change your girlfriend, because you have that friend, you realize she's always, you don't realize until you want to move that she's been trying to keep you down with her little sayings. You know, don't, well, that looks cute if you want to do that. Come on, Kate.
It's true.
Yeah.
We are a product of who we surround ourselves with.
Yes.
So you also do coaching, right? Do you have groups, or do you do one-on-one?
I do groups and one-on-ones. Right now I'm working with a group out in San Bernardino, and I'm launching, because Bigger, Better, Bolder, Better is a new workshop that I'm doing. And it's so fun and interactive. People have the best time, because you really kind of get to find yourself and be yourself, and then you take tools away on how to do it on a regular basis. And then we do check-ins and all of that stuff. So yeah.
Wow. How long would the program be if someone's interested?
It could be as long as this program with this particular group, I think it's 6 weeks, and then the next one is 12 weeks. So it can be tailored. It can be a day program. You know, it could be a weekend program. I'm working on doing a retreat. I hope y'all come. It'll be fun. Kids, you got to come. We have some good food.
I'm coming.
Yes.
And we can find your book anywhere, Barnes & Nobles,
Barnes &
Amazon.
Nobles, I know it's on Amazon. And yeah, just look up Being Bigger, Better, Bolder, Better by Terrah Smith.
Amazing.
And I'm sure you'll find it.
I will. Everyone should read it, please. It's been so wonderful
Thank you,
talking
Kate.
to you, Terrah.
And you're
I've
just
learned
as
so much.
beautiful and just all the things fabulous.
Thank you so much for being here. I'm Kate Spare here with Terrah Smith. I'll see you next time.
Join your favorite late-night host, Tyrone Jackson, as he sits down with today's most popular urban comedians who discuss the art of comedy on stage.
All y'all women, I would get you, but you know I'm already took off the draft. Should have got me where I was cheap. Tell you, I was available. I was out there, all in the grocery store, just looking for love.
I just want to say, just right now, the show you got, right, is incredible.
In every episode, you'll learn the history of hip-hop and R&B and how that sound, music, and genre changed the world forever.
I'm Chris Wilkes. I am a dancer and a choreographer. I've worked for Mariah Carey, Timbaland, Metro Boomin, MC Hammer. Hip-hop is a worldwide phenomenon because it's something that's so universal. It's pretty welcoming to people who are willing to learn about it.
At Hot in Hollywood TV, when we're on the red carpet, you're in the red carpet. And we have access to the biggest stars in the world, like Lenny Kravitz, Heidi Klum, Elton John, and more. Then there's the Urban Movie Review, where we take a look back in each episode of some of the greatest urban films ever made and frequently overlooked in modern cinema. Films like Cooley High, Shaft, and Cleopatra Jones.
Soundtracks go hand in hand with the script. Do you know what I mean? Even now, to this day.
They say I'm hopeless, like a penny with a hole in it.
Now you can join Dean Edwards and crew as they take you back to some of the greatest movies ever made for the urban audience. Also, there's The Sensual Woman. Then there's Gossip Queens.
All right, so I was traveling. I was booked to travel with a celebrity client. So I check in at the front desk, and they give me my room key and everything, right? So I go upstairs, I put my room key in and go to open the door. Lo and behold, look who's in my room.
What?
Yeah.
Then you can work out every week with celebrity trainer Venus Moore on Chocolate Soul.
Feels so good when my body is moving. So good. You're almost there, guys. Keep working. Got them timers up. Bam! 30 seconds.
Find out for yourself why Hot in Hollywood TV is one of the hottest new streaming services on the planet. So, what are you waiting for? Start your free subscription to Hot in Hollywood TV right now.